Guys, it's Royce Jacob. Welcome back to the channel, and in this video I'm going to talk to you guys briefly about why I hedge my Moderna positions with Inovio. Okay, so I don't want to just talk about this. I'm kind of just going to go on a rant about why I feel it's important to hedge all of your positions in general, because we talk about Moderna and Inovio a lot because that's such a hot topic right now on this channel. I'm going to use those as an example, but I also just want to get the underlying message across of why it is important to hedge your positions. Okay, so we will look at Moderna, we'll look at Inovio, we'll look at the news that caused Moderna to fall today, as I'm sure some of you guys know, and encouraged me to make this video. All right, so as always, before we get into it, I will ask you guys that if you go on to gain any value from this content, that you like the video and subscribe if you are not already. And if you are, I appreciate you. Okay, so that said, let's get into this. Again, Moderna had a rough day today. We can zoom in here. This is the hourly, so it's not going to look, it's going to be a blip in this great big uptrend that we've been seeing. So I do want to establish this by saying that I am still bullish on Moderna. I'm still holding my position strong. I believe this news that we're about to cover is kind of negative hype news. The opposite of obviously good hype news is kind of negative hype news, and it caused a lot of these weak hands, rightfully so in some aspects, to exit their positions and cause the stock to fall pretty significantly today, as well as after hours. Okay, so it's down about 10% on the day and like 6% after hours. So it's a tough day, but again, we had a big move up. We're still up from last week. So yeah, again, just overall lesson in that too is with these big moves up, you have to be able to accept the moves down as well. Okay, because things like this do happen sometimes. All right, so again, Moderna had a big move down today, and the reason that I'm not super bummed, I've been in this game for a long time, so and I have been involved in a lot of volatile asset classes over the span of my investing career. But the reason that I'm never super bummed on this is because I always have my positions hedged. Okay, and the single hedge that I attribute most to Moderna, and I've mentioned this in some previous videos before, is Inovio. Okay, so it's a player in the same exact sector. Okay, they're both fighting for to get that COVID vaccine first. All right, so they're both playing in that exact same arena. They're both competitors, yet they are both, again, trying to achieve the same goal. Therefore, they are competitors, but they're all in the same lane. Okay, so Novavax can apply to this too, although I don't. I personally don't hold Novavax. I don't know enough about the company itself to have any confident comments in regard to Novavax, but the same can apply to Novavax if you feel like that it is a viable competitor to Moderna. Okay, and that's what I believe Inovio is. I do like Inovio as a company, and from what I've read up on and from the knowledge I have, I believe Inovio is making tangible progress as well, just like Moderna. Moderna is ahead as of right now, allegedly. Okay, and we'll get to that again. But Inovio, in my mind, from what I've been reading up on, is making tangible progress towards a successful vaccine as well. Okay, so that's why Inovio specifically is, in my mind, the position I choose to hedge with. All right, and again, you can see here, Inovio had a pretty solid day today, so I should have had this up initially, but okay, so we have Moderna right here at negative almost 11%, negative 16% total on the day after hours trading, and then we have Inovio up 2.75%, and then it's actually down like 1%. After hours as well, just because I feel like the whole vaccine biotech sector is being hit today, just because of that news from Moderna. So again, one falls, they all do pretty bad. Novavax did bad as well, and the same vice versa. Again, if one's crushing it, the others as a byproduct of that will likely rise up at least a little bit as well. Okay, so these things are moving as a sector. All right, and the reason I'm hedging my Moderna with Inovio, again, they're competitors, and if people are afraid that Moderna is being a little shady, they might not follow through on what they're promising, then that leads other people to believe that, hey, Inovio is a competitor with Novavax, whatever your choice is. They are competitors, and they're making tangible progress, and hey, maybe they'll pull ahead as opposed to Moderna. Okay, and we saw that kind of in Inovio today, just because people are like, oh shit, I don't know if Moderna is going to follow through on this. What are some other options in this space? Because I still want to be involved in this space, but Moderna might not be the big everything that it was cut out to be. Okay, and then they will flow into Inovio as a byproduct of that. Okay, so That is why I hold Inovio. Again, I've talked about it a lot. My Moderna to Inovio ratio, holding ratio, does fluctuate over time, obviously based on news and how confident I'm feeling on both positions. So this, like right now is a great example. Last week when Moderna was down here and I felt like it was just waiting for another move up, my Moderna to Inovio ratio was like a 4-to-1. Okay, so I had like exactly that, like 4 times as much Inovio or Moderna as I did Inovio. But after today's news, things are a little more uncertain. Again, I'm still bullish, but they are a little more uncertain. My Moderna to Inovio ratio as of right now is like 3-to-2. Okay, because again, I did mention this previously as well, but I will again. As always, Inovio, from a technical perspective, is looking good. It is following this channel. I did mention in the video I posted last weekend that I think it will hit $20 in the coming weeks. And it's always hard to tell, again, just because this whole sector is correlated yet uncorrelated with other players in the space. So Moderna and Inovio are correlated, so that means they move together. But at the same time, they are competitors, so it's hard to tell. But Inovio from a technical perspective looks good in my eyes, and fundamentally right now, because people are questioning the validity of Moderna, I think Inovio right now is looking definitely more promising than it did last week. So that is why I turned my Moderna to Inovio holding ratio from 4-to-1 to 3-to-2. Okay, or whatever I said before. I think it was 3-to-2. That's about what it is right now. All right, so we'll get to this. I'm sure a lot of you guys saw this. You follow the channel, you follow Moderna. You guys are just as in tune as I am, but we'll cover this just for the sake of covering it, okay? So after positive data on a coronavirus vaccine, Moderna will try to raise $1.34 billion with a stock sale, okay? So they're having a secondary stock offering, okay? This is very common in smaller companies that are particularly innovational companies, okay? So Tesla's done this before. There's been many other players who have done the same thing before. And it makes perfect sense to me, okay? Their stock's on fire. They're doing very great things. I still do believe they're doing great things as regardless of what these negative statements that we'll look at here next are saying. But it does make perfect sense. As a company, they have a liability to their shareholders to provide returns. It makes perfect sense for them to offer to partake in the secondary offering while their stock is high. Obviously, like that is just good business practice, to be honest. But to a lot of these retail investors who might be newer or like it is understandably sketch. Okay, so it is a little sketchy that they did choose to play this out immediately following some good news that is now deemed to be a little fishy. So I definitely get the red flags in people's minds. Again, it's not. I'm gonna side with Moderna because they are they have, in my mind, a track record of releasing tangible, good. I believe their intentions are good, and I've deemed that based on the news that they have been releasing over the past months. Okay, but there was this article. Okay, so early data on Moderna's COVID-19 vaccine insufficient by Stat News. I'm not exactly sure what this firm is, but apparently they're worthy enough to be trusted by all these publications and have some form of status in this space. Okay, so Reuters, data from a small early-stage safety trial testing Moderna Inc. experimental COVID-19 vaccine does not provide the critical data needed to assess its effectiveness, health-focused Stat News reported on Tuesday, citing experts. Okay, so they did cite experts. There were some people playing the vaccine space as a part of that study. But you never know. Maybe they're covering their shorts or something. They're trying to dull down the hype of this because they have stakes. You never know what people's intentions are. I'm not trying to be all conspiratorial here, but just keep in mind that I think always innocent until proven guilty. Okay. So again, I believe what Moderna has been saying. I don't think they are engaging in foul practice. I do think that these definitely could potentially. I'm not going to say they are or not, but I do think these have the potential to be kind of hit pieces. But again, this news on top of the secondary offering news with Moderna selling 1.7 million shares at $76, again, makes sense, but I do understand the suspicions, all right? And again, that's why I do hedge my positions, okay? And that's why it's important to hedge in general. I'll get to the rant right now. This doesn't just apply to Moderna and Inovio, okay? Again, this is what I'm using examples because these are hot topics right now, especially in our community right here. But I've been doing this forever. This applies to any sector you fall in. And this doesn't just apply to stocks themselves. So Moderna and Inovio, two stocks in the same sector. It's always good to diversify your portfolio in a whole bunch of sectors, okay? You never want to put all your eggs in one basket in both the sector sense, the individual stock sense for sure, but sectors as well. So Moderna and Inovio, biotech. You could have like AMD as a chip maker, like NVIDIA chip makers, Tesla, etc., cars. Never have all your eggs in one basket, in one stock for sure. But like even sectors, like you should never, no matter how bullish you are, no matter how confident you are in the space. And don't get me wrong, this does pay off sometimes when you see a bull market. Like if you had all your eggs in Moderna a couple months ago, then you're looking hot right now. But it's just managing risk, and that's something you guys always have to keep in mind. Is so important, and that I've learned the hard way. Trust me, over the years, is just managing risk. Like even though the returns potentially might not be as crazy as you are hoping, it's so worth it. You sleep better at night. You're way less stressed. And again, Moderna is one of my largest positions, but it's still, in the grand scheme of my entire portfolio, a pretty small chunk of my portfolio. Okay, so today made a dent, but not a big dent. Okay, so that's how you want to do. You want to be able to reap the rewards of the come ups and not kick yourself when you see tough times like right now. Okay, so you guys just keep that in mind. I'm gonna wrap it up quick there. Again, if you guys do want to know the exact ratios of all the stocks and some of my other holdings, how I hedge my positions in real time, always check out the portfolio product I have, as well as a newsletter. It's pretty much just a newsletter updating you on exactly what I'm doing in my portfolio. So links down below to check that out if you want. The other links also, there's some I have a little clothing line in there too. Kind of merch. Again, I come from a clothing background, if you guys have heard me mention that before, and I just love designing clothes. So it's some investor focused clothing if you guys are interested in that at all. It does support the channel and support me. It makes me happy. But so check that out. I appreciate it if you do. If not, no worries at all. And as always, like and subscribe if you're not already. I'll say that again. Okay, so we'll wrap it up there, guys. And also drop a comment down below. I always forget to say that, but drop a comment down below. I trust you guys will. I trust you guys want to talk shop about this. Again, Moderna, this is big news right now. It's exciting time. So always love talking with you guys. So drop a comment down below, and I will talk to you guys soon. Until next time, make waves. Take action. Take action and make waves. I don't know how I messed that one up, but take action, make waves. Peace. All right. Peace, guys. Later.